Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Thank you for clicking on this one, and good night, because it is nighttime. I love the night. I consider myself a night owl, and I hadn't made a night video in a while. My last video was like late in the evening, but it wasn't night. But anyway, um being that I actually had some inspiration, I was like, okay, here we go. And this is going to be a little controversial, but I feel like my life has already been a testament to the fact that there really is no such thing as a failed dream, bad luck, or something that is unattainable in the sense of within reason and common sense and who you are as a person and how you show up. I've heard some people say that, oh, it was, they were never able to complete the dream. They were never able to do this thing. And to me, because I'm a life coach, because I'm a Virgo, because I'm very analytical, because I'm like, I know how I'm wired. Let's say I had a dream that I wanted to be a pilot, and that dream was crushed, and I never became a pilot. For whatever reason, maybe a medical reason, a physical inability to be a pilot. Okay, fine. But there are so many ways to still be in touch with that side of you so that you don't have to be so disconnected where now, it's just, it's something of the past and that part of you dies. If I never own a horse, that's a big if, because I don't think it's that unattainable. I'd be damned if I go another years and years and years without not being around horses, maybe helping out with horses, volunteering with horses, letting my daughters continue to ride, going to rodeos, horse shows, going to the races, going to whatever it is to be around horses. Even if I can never ride again, maybe I could breed. Maybe I could just own a freaking a horse petting zoo. I don't know, like have a horse business. There's so many different avenues to be in touch with the dream, to be in touch with, but it comes down to having to be honest about you as a person as to where you allowed the dream to continue to die. And that's what I want to talk about, because a lot of single moms say I can't, or I'm different, or you don't understand because I'm a single mom, and there's this barrier to you and a life, you and experience, you and these things. And I don't believe that's true anymore. Yes, in the beginning, for any mother, I don't care if she's married to the most successful man, is going to have a season where that infant is going to need her for everything. And that is all you can do until the child gets to an age where, and you have a support system and you're comfortable and all those things where you can allow yourself to receive the help. Friends, family, a nanny, babysitters, whatever. The father even. Sometimes they can't do it like we do. I do it like this. The baby only likes it like that. I only breastfeed, whatever. There's all these, and that's fine. But don't use it as a crutch, because your children get older. Wine sip. Because your children do get older, and it does get easier. Okay? And for the ones of us who, and I would tell my younger self this, for the ones that are a little tight on cash, right? Even early on when my youngest was 2, 3, 4, before she even went to school, there were times where I would invest in the babysitter and there was no return on investment, or there wasn't a lot left over, but I made sure that I did that for myself, whether it be to go to work or get a break, whatever. Mostly to go to work. And of course, when family could help. skip ahead. You may still feel like being a single mom is the issue. It's not an issue. It's not the issue. Between you and your dreams, you and your finances, you and whatever it is, there is a thing in you where you can't try. There's no such thing as trying. Either you are or you aren't. Either you're doing or you're not doing. Either it's going to get done or it's never going to get done. And I really think that we have to be kind of lovingly hard, lovingly firm, gentle but firm, with really checking our self-talk, checking the story and the version that we tell ourselves, and really dissect what it is that we're not being very honest and truthful about. Because when I hear stories, back to the pilot, back to like my horse example, where if you allowed yourself to drop the ball on your own dreams, that really is on you. Because there really is, what can stop you? Who can be against you? Why would anyone waste their time when there's so many other things going on in the world anyway? It's you and you. And when there's a will, there's a way. And when you put your mind to it truly, and we know this because science, the studies, the data, the sheer spiritual side of things, we know that there is the force behind our thoughts that's creating in the physical world. And whether you understand it or not, whether it makes sense or not, whether you believe it or not, it's still working. So if you are unaware of how this is working for or against you, or you are in denial, it's still working. And why not try to be on the opposite side of it, where the force is, the force be with you, but it's working in your life in a way that you can see the results in a positive way versus a negative. Because like I tell myself, I'll never be able to get to the point where I'll ride again like I used to ride. Be around horses, have the time, the finances, the perfect stables. Right now I can't, I have not been able to, see how I check myself? I have not been able to find a ranch comparable to what I had in Maryland. But does that mean it's impossible? No. Does that mean it's out of reach? Absolutely not. What do they say? Sometimes if you can't find it, you need to create it. But again, people will have me believe, or the industry will have me believe, or, certain things will have me believe that horses are so expensive and there is a gap. There is a, what is it like, the saying where, because it's very expensive to maintain, it's not easy to enter into that world. So you got to know somebody, you got to be rich, you got to be blah, 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 blah. To be, you're into horses, you must be rich, you must be blah, 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 blah. But if I took those things as fact and continued to tell myself that and regurgitated that, my fiance almost took something from me. I'll never be able to get that back. I can't. It's impossible. I've tried. Then what really is going to be the result? What really is going to be my reality? And what am I really going to see? Absolutely nothing. I'll have nothing but horse art around me, my little figurines, my horse books, and that'll be my life. a horse show here or there, and that'll be that. I'm not living like that. You shouldn't either. And, it's about how checking ourselves and being honest with ourselves. And also, too, realizing, and that's why I made this video, don't make the same mistakes I made. Don't regret like me, where if you look around and you're saying one thing and you're doing another, the math ain't mathing. If I love something, but I don't do it, how much do I really love it? If I want something, but I'm not actively pursuing it, how bad do I really want it? How important is it to me? If there is something in your life that you say you want, but you're not doing all that you can every single day, it takes that kind of consistency to get closer to it and to create it. Who are you fooling? The only one you're fooling is you. No one else is going to be stop looking at me. No one else is going to be like your accountability partner in that sense. So therefore, now you're telling yourself a lie and believing your own delusions, and that's not the type of delulu we want to be, honey. We want to be the type of delusional where I said what I said, I'm gonna get what I want, and I'm actively pursuing it. And because I'm actively pursuing it, because I'm dedicated every day, and because I'm about that life, it's gotta work out. It will work out. It's going to work out. It's already done. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. So now when you hear a story about some sad sob story about someone's dreams being crushed, you honestly have to say, well, 9 times out of 10, they probably crushed their own dreams, and they don't really want to settle with that. Or maybe they're being dramatic. Maybe there's a different way that you can just kind of break down and describe what happened, but there's still always a workaround. There's still always something that can be done. You know? If I can't be a pilot, y'all gonna see me first class all the time. Y'all gonna see me up the Air and Space Museum, at somebody's hangar, planes, riding. I don't know if you can ride shotgun and not be a co-pilot, but y'all get what I'm trying to say. Every opportunity to be in that space, to be being around what I love, even though I can't legally fly, fine, whatever. Don't be her. Don't be that single mom. And I use this just for clarifying purposes, that believes and walks as if because you're a single mom, that's some barrier. And because you're starting out with slightly different deck of cards at a slightly different place in life, whether it be financially, socially, where you live in the world, it doesn't matter. None of those things matter. And last thing I want to add to this is your perception of yourself speaks volumes of how you're received and how other people read you. I'll use myself as an example. Never have I ever entered a space, gone through life, and felt like, oh, people are going to see me alone with no ring on my finger, put 2 and 2 together, look at my children look completely different, and label me the single mom, and then treat me differently. Look down on me. Be inconsiderate, be judgmental, whatever. No. I adore my children. I'm so proud of my children. My children are my world. So when I enter a room and I'm like, look at my little sunshines, I am their mother. I'm so proud to be their mom. People say, okay, mom. Mom, right? Okay, ask your mom. People say, oh, let me get the door for you. People, oh, what brings you guys out to this place? Are you all from here? It's a very inclusive vibe around me and my children, and a very positive and optimistic energy. No one is like, oh. Not when I travel, not when I take them somewhere with me. I don't know, show, event, function, meeting, the bank, the store. I was in the grocery store one time. Autumn's cracking on a little sister, and this guy says, I'm sorry, that was hilarious. I used to pick on my brother all the time. And but he said, you're doing a great job though, because they're so well behaved, but the joking never stops. I'm something years old, and I still mess with my brothers like that, and that was cute. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt or be not ear hustling, but he made a reference kind of like that. I was like, no, it's fine. But I do try to encourage them to be nice to each other, but sometimes the jokes get a little like, that was a good one. You know what I mean? We just had a light moment like that. I'm not afraid of people seeing me as who I am. Do not let that walk in front of you. It doesn't matter. you're not, and I heard a YouTuber say this, and I love that she said this. The some chic mama or something. This is the old video, but I was curious as to her perspective. When I see videos that are tagged like, success tips as a single mom, blah blah blah, I'm always curious because that was never a pain point that I had. I never felt like I had to go to a book aside from the self-love book that I showed y'all. I was curious to see those self-care tips, self-love tips for moms. I think new moms or single moms, I can't remember. But aside from that, trying to find single mom specific advice was never my groove because it was never an issue for me. It's never something that I was insecure about. So therefore, people didn't treat me like I was insecure about it, okay? We're going to have to work on this. Sit down in your quiet time and reevaluate. Play your day back. Play your thoughts back. Play certain scenarios back and listen to where you're actually talking against yourself and your dreams. Play back and try to find where you're doing this, where it's almost habit. You're almost so used to things not working out that you don't believe they can work out. So therefore, nothing ever happens and nothing ever changes. You're so used to being right about the same bullshit that you create that you don't even know what it looks like to step in, to walk in that direction. If I say I'm going to, y'all know I love my travel analogies. If I say I'm going to, pick a place, I don't know, Miami, Florida. But then I turn around and say, but I know the traffic is going to be hell and all the flights are going to be delayed. So I probably won't be able to go. I'm going to Miami, Florida, but I bet you hurricane season is going to be a bitch. Going to Miami, Florida, but I bet you rates are off the chain. I probably won't be able to afford it. I'm going to Miami, but I bet you it's super unsafe. I bet you it's like all this crime going on and stuff and curfews. I think they have like a curfew sweep thing. I'm going to Miami, Florida, but I bet you I'm going to get sick, catch a cold, catch COVID. I probably won't be able to go. I'm going to Miami. You know what I mean? Why? Why would I do that? When you plan something like that, you're very strategic and intentional. And every day, doing something, checking something off the list toward the goal, toward the trip booked, flight booked, arrangement set, plan set, money set, time off, friends invited, itinerary, good to go, outfits, you know what I mean? Hair done, nails done, lashes done. You know what I mean? You're ready, and then you're all the way up until the day you get to the plane. You're excited about going, and nothing is going to stand in your way. Nothing is going to stop you. If someone says, would you like to come to my birthday party, and that's the day of your flight, you're not going to cancel all that work and say, yeah, I'll come to your birthday party. I'm sorry, I can't make it to your birthday party because I'm going to Miami, Florida. I have planned this. I've already said this. I planned this 6 months ago. Catch you when I get back. I send my love. Happy early birthday. I will send a card. Have a great time. So the same energy, why do we do that in our own lives with other things? But then if it's only in the physical, then it kind of makes sense and we're able to put the pieces together and follow through. We've got to take more stock in our mental ability, the spiritual side of things, the intentional side of things, the thought process behind things, the energy behind things, how we feel about things. You know what they say? If you want to get into a vibe real quick, feel it. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Feel it first. See it later. Feel it first, see it second, then touch it at the end. But it's already in motion. Last thing, you know those people that be like, I knew it. I knew something was going to happen. I knew this wasn't going to work out. Why would you know that? Why would you be so dead ass set on the very thing we don't want, which is this not working out, this not panning out, this not... You spent way too much energy and way too much time against what we were trying to do, against what you were trying to do. Why? It's gonna rain on my wedding day. Why would I trump that up in my mind? Now, we gonna have the show regardless, but I'm not gonna put that emotion and put that thought out there and then worry about it and hope to God it doesn't, but always think it will. Okay? So to reiterate, whatever it is that is in you, the desires of your heart, your plans, your goals, your dreams, blah, 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 blah. Okay. If you are not being responsible and consistent and conscientious and truthful with yourself as to where the self-sabotage exists, as to where you are limiting yourself, then yeah, it will be impossible. If you never do anything toward it every single day, it will be impossible. And I'm saying, as mothers, as single mothers, we are not exempt of that, of being responsible for our own shortcomings and doing what everyone else does, having what everyone else has. We can have it all, but if you are using that as a crutch, then you will be correct in that. You will make it so. And it'll be because I was a single mom. And let me tell you another thing, and this is a societal thing, I think, or maybe my kids heard me somehow misunderstood that maybe some things I would have done differently, but it's not coming from a regretful energy. Autumn said something about being a millionaire. And I said, anyone and everyone can be a millionaire. That's actually not that hard. And then one of them said, but if you hadn't had kids, I said, ho. I don't know where you heard that from, but it's showing up on for me. You have never been in the way of me being at $1 million or getting $1 million or on my way to get my $1 million. Y'all had shit to do with that. I said, let's clear this up. This was just today. Let's clear this up right now. A millionaire, first of all, is just a milestone as far as your net worth. It's not about making a lot of money. It's what you do with the money you have. Are you smart? Are you strategic? Are you intentional? You all have never stopped me from doing what I wanted and needed to do. But you have to believe it. And then you have to act like it. You have to move like that. Okay? So, though I'm single mom, it's not in that same tone like, single mom. It's like, single mom, okay. But let's have a separate conversation because we do things differently. I do move differently. I do live differently. I like how I live. I like how this is. I like this. This is where I'm at. I can't not like it because this is it. So that's another thing. I'm not gonna waste time wishing for something that now I can be hopeful and I can plan. But there's a difference between being content and setting a new goal too. The difference in saying, okay, I'm here, it's fine, but I want to be up here and that's where I'm going, versus being down on yourself and being unhappy, miserable, okay? A lot of moms that are married are single moms. A lot of these women in other countries are single moms. Single moms and sister wives, single moms, and married ain't seen their husbands. He's traveling, travels for business, over here in the States playing around, or vice versa. There's a lot of different dynamics. You got engaged single moms, you know what I mean? So, do with that as you may. Do the work, show up for yourself, and everything else will fall into place. Thank you for watching. Until the next one. Peace. Bye.